but for now we're going to do a little bit of a review. So if you're just jumping in for the first time, you're going to be learning this for the first time, but those who have been here, this will be a little bit of a review, or you might have already have known this anyway. So AR says R most of the time. OR says OR most of the time. ER, IR, and UR all say So far we have R, OR, Those are R controlled vowels. Now W controlled vowels, we have WA, as in wash, water, watch, wasp. Did you hear that WA? WA says WA. We have WAR, an R and W controlled vowel that says war, as in the word war, or warm, wart, warp. Okay, WAR says war. WOR, that you would think would say war, it doesn't, it says were. WOR says were, as in word, worth, worm, world. Okay, so back up to those W's. WA, wa. WAR, war. WOR, were. Okay, so we're going to practice all of those in our words today. Let me share my screen. Why did I share that one? How about this one? Okay. All right, my friends. Now, I need to know if you guys are up for some hard words today. Usually you're like, harder, we want harder words. But these start off right out of the gate. Bam, kind of difficult. Actually, really challenging. So if these are too hard, let me know in the Q&A and I'll back up. I'll back up a little bit. But I know that you think that the hard ones are the fun ones. So we're starting off strong with the hard/fun ones. Okay? And if you think they're too hard, let me know in the Q&A and I'll back up a little bit. So let's go for it. Don't worry, we're going to do it together. Don't you worry. All right, first one. Oops. Okay, our word is tespitardy. 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 So, our consonants, we have t, e, s, p, I, t, r, d, e. Vowels. E spells the E sound. E spells the S sound, and it can make that sound its short sound if the next two letters are consonants. So it's perfect right here. I spells the I sound, and when I is in the middle syllable, if there's a vowel before it that doesn't touch it, and a vowel after it that doesn't touch it, it doesn't need two consonants after it. It can break the tap two rule when I is in the middle syllable. R is an R-controlled vowel spelled by A-R. R. And then the E sound at the end of words is spelled with a Y. Tespitardy. Tespitardy. Are you ready for yours? Yours is Westibarty. Westibarty. W-E-S-T-I-B-A-R-T-E. Westibarty. Westibarty. And if you got it, Ben, Westibarty. This is an I. I'm going to give you this one because it's kind of hard to tell the difference between an E and an I. This is an E, though. This is an I. Westibarty. Good, Carmen. W, just a W, Ben. Westibarty. Gorgeous. These aren't hard for you guys. Wow. Karis, I love that you doubled that B. However, when I is in the middle syllable, you don't need a double letter after it. Double consonant. Yeah. Westibarty. You guys aren't even flinching. We are with a 4-syllable word straight out of the gate, and you're like, no problem. No problem. I'll give you a few more seconds for a few more of you to submit yours. And if you don't want to, that's okay. You can just follow along and listen and spell the consonants if you want. Spell as many sounds as you want, but you don't have to do the whole thing. Just learn and listen. Westabarty. Okay, consonants. W, E, S, T, I, B, A, R, T, E. Westabarty. E is spelled with an E. Short sound is just fine right there because of those two consonants. You might think that this I to say it also needs two consonants after it, but I is that rule breaker. It can break the tap 2 rule when it's in the middle syllable and it doesn't need two consonants after it. R is spelled A-R. Y at the end spells the E sound. West-i-barty. West-i-bar-t. Here's that A-R. Bar-t. Okay? Easy, medium, or hard. Put an E, M, or H in the Q&A for that one. I kind of want to gauge where everybody's at right now. Put a hard if you thought it was hard. I need to know. Need to know where you're at. Okay. Nice. Ben, you did great. Thank you, Cole. I appreciate that feedback. All right, next. We're going to do, this one is a little more on the medium side, easy to medium side. It is whirpin. Whirpin. So we have w, Gonna have a vowel sound right there. P, I, N. Whirpin. We're doing this one together. Consonants. W, P, I, N. Do you remember what says were, as in word, world, worm? W-O-R says were. So if this is whirpin, we need a W-O-R right here. And then what says I? I. Whirpin, whirpin. Now you try it. Your word is wurtip, wurtip. W-er-t-ip, wurtip. Thank you, Morgan. I need that feedback. Wurtip. Wurtip. Good. There we go. It might sound like were, doesn't it? But we're spelling were like this, not like this. Were is spelled with a W-O-R. Wurtip. Good, Riker. Wurtip. You must feel like such good spellers. So we have w-er-t-ip. Okay, our were is spelled like this, as in word, world, worm. W-O-R says were. And then I spells the I sound. Wurtip. Wurtip. Next. How was that one? Easy, medium, or hard? Okay. All right. Let's try this one. I want primwash together. P-r-i-m-w-a-sh. Primwash. Consonants. P-r-i-m-w-a-sh. What spells the I sound? I has those two consonants after it, so it's just fine. A after a W is spelled with an A. Wa, W-A says wa. Primwash. This is what you need to know for your word coming up. W-A spells wa. Your word is blitwomp. Blitwomp. B-O-it-w-a-m-p. mp. Blitwomp. Blitwomp. That's okay, Ben. Blitwomp. I can't wait to see your words. You're such good spellers. Blitwomp. Let me show you what you're going to want to watch for the wa sound, as in wasp, water, wash. Okay, feel free to change your answer if you want. Blitwomp, womp. This is how you spell wa. Nothing's permanent. You can change your answer. Blitwomp. Yeah. Blit. Thank you. Good. Blitwomp. There we go. Good. All right, consonants. B, O, I, T, W, A, M, P. I is spelled with an I. There's its two consonants after it, so it can make it short sound I, because it's not in the middle. A after a W is spelled with an A, wa, as in wasp, water, wash. WA spells the wa sound. WA spells the wa sound. So this is blitwomp. Blitwomp. You guys are doing great. You are doing so good. Let's do tefimporty. Tefimporty together. T, f, I. Those are two different sounds. I. Like elbow, exit, elephant. I like itchy, include. Tefim, p-o-r-d-e. Tefimporty. Tefimporty. Consonants. T, f, I, m, p, o-r-d-e. Tefimporty. We've got the hardest part done. The hardest part is just separating the sounds. That's why we count sounds and do all that sound work at the beginning of class. Because if you can separate the sounds, the rest is golden. The rest is just you can figure out because of what you're learning in here about how to spell sounds. Now you know that WA spells wa. The rest is just plugging in what you know to be true about spelling, those rules. We've done the hard part already, separating the sounds. The easiest part is putting in the consonants where they belong. And then the medium part is spelling the vowels. It's medium because you have to remember what the rules are, like up here. WA spells wa. But we repeat so much that it becomes easier and easier to remember. All right, our word is tefimporty, so our first vowel sound is e, te. Now I want that to spell an e sound, a short sound. Short sounds require two consonants after them. If there's not two, make two. Now I can say eh. If there was only one F there, it would have said E, tefen. So if I want that to be a short sound, I need to double the F. So there's two consonants after it. Tef-im, here's that I sound that can say I right here just fine because of the tap 2 rule and also because it's in the middle syllable. Here's an or, tefimporty. How do you spell or? O-R. And then the E sound at the end of words is spelled with a Y, usually. Okay, remember this for the or sound for your word. Your word is fittensporty. Fittensporty. F-I, there's an I like itchy. T-e, there's a E like elephant. My mouth is open right here. Not closed like Fitten sporty. Wait. Yeah. S-p-o-r-t-e. Fitten sporty. Fitten sporty. Fitten sporty. It's probably hard to hear if I'm saying an F or an S right here. It's an F, but it's probably just because it's hard to hear in the mic. Fit and sporty. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing amazing. You might wonder if it's spelled with a Y or an EY at the end. We usually just go for a plain Y. This only comes after like a double L or an N or a K. This doesn't come after very many letters. Usually it's going to be spelled with just a Y at the end of words. Fit and sporty. Fit and sporty. Nice, Carmen. I love the double T. Oh, I just gave you a big hint. All right, well, let's figure it out. So here we have a consonant. Our consonants are f, I, t, e, n, s, p, o, t, e. Vowels. I want this to say I. It's a short vowel. Short vowels need two consonants after them. If there's not two, make two. Now I can say I. E. This is a short vowel. It needs two consonants after it, but there's already two, so I don't have to double the N. Or is spelled with an O-R. E at the end of words is usually spelled with a Y. There is fit and sporty. Fit and sporty. You guys are doing great. All right, last one. Deporm. Deporm. D, e, p, or m. Deporm. Go for it. This one on your own. Deporm. And it's like elephant. Deporm. Porm. Mouth is closed at the end. Deporm. Porm. Deporm. It might sound like there's a w in there, like warm, but there's no w. Just after the p, it goes straight to the o. Deporm. Deporm. Yeah. Okay, consonants. I'll give you a couple more seconds actually, so some people to submit their word so I can brag about you and tell you how great you are. Nice. Lovely. All right, consonants. D, e, p, o, m. E is spelled with an E. Very good if you got that. Love that you knew that that spelled that sound E, because it can be very confusing with the I sound. It's a short vowel sound. E. E is as long as it doesn't say its name, it's a short vowel sound. And those need two consonants after them. Okay? And then or is spelled O-R. Deporm. Deporm. Harder than it might sound, but if you didn't get all of the sounds, you got most of them. Well done. And you didn't even have to get it right when you did it. This isn't about perfection. There's no A's. There's no grading your paper. It's just about learning. So even if you got some of those sounds right, and if you understood it when I explained it, that's beautiful. That's progress. That means your mind is understanding it and grasping it. And so the more you try it, the easier it's going to become, because your mind is starting to understand how these spelling rules work. Okay, so celebrate every single sound that you get right. Don't worry about the sounds that you don't, because you're still learning. Who's perfect when you're learning? Nobody. It's the learning that's wonderful. That's the progress that's fantastic that you're making. I'm proud of you. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.